Hello guys, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with the Unit 2, subsection 11, Marketing Research. Having discussed the importance of scanning and analyzing the marketing environment, it is time that marketers make the right marketing decision in order to adapt to the dynamic and ever-changing environment. Such a marketing decision become correct only when they are based on the right marketing information, and marketing research is related to gathering marketing information. In the area of marketing, much of the information required for decision making exists outside the fame. Information on why people buy only certain products, say motorbikes and other vehicles, information about the competitors' next move, for example, how Airtel would react to Reliance Jio's latest tariff plan, information about the government's rule and regulations which can affect your business, for instance, how the Maharashtra's government electric vehicle policy aiming to achieve an overall 10% of vehicle registration to be EVs by 2025 would impact the sale of conventional vehicle, and so on and so forth. As discussed in earlier section, the marketing manager needs to analyze and seek more information in connection with the macro environment factors which are relevant in which the business or the firm operates. And next one is meaning and scope of marketing research. Here are two definitions of marketing research. According to Richard Cripps, marketing research is the systematic, objective, and exhaustive research for and study of the fact relating to any problem in the field of marketing. While the American Marketing Association defines marketing research as the systematic gathering, recording, and analyzing of data about problems relating to the marketing of goods and services. And marketing research has emerged as highly specialized field in view of the growing complexity of understanding the business environment, thereby necessitate specialized knowledge and sophisticated techniques. And MR is concerned with the all aspect of marketing relating to product design and development, product mix, pricing, branding, packaging, sales performance, distribution, competition, target customer segment, buying behavior, promotion, and its impact. Specifically, the scope of MR includes customers, products, distribution, advertising, competition, and the external environment. And examples are here: Britannia, Unilever, Colgate. You just go through the explanation from your IGNOU study material, Unit 2 of MMBC 006. Okay, and the next one is marketing research process. In marketing research process, the following are the steps involved in the process of marketing research: problem definition, research design, field work, data analysis, report presentation, and implementation. In problem definition, it's a problem is any situation that requires further investigation. However, not all marketing problems need formal investigation or research. Many problems are of a routine and trivial nature which can be solved immediately after ascertaining all the facts of the case. And here is an example also. You just go through it, and it is very important that you define the problem for research properly. There is a saying that a problem well defined is half solved. A clear, precise, and to the point statement of the problem itself provides clue for the solution. On the other hand, a vague, general, or inaccurate statement of the problem only confuses the researcher and can lead to the wrong problem being researched. So example also here. And research design: if you have stated your problem correctly and precisely, you should be able to spell out the precise objectives for research. Now you are in a position to prepare your research design. The research design spells out how you are going to achieve the stated research objectives, the data collection method, the specific research instruments, and the sampling plan that you will use for collecting data, and the corresponding cost are the elements that constitute the research design. Data collection method: a great deal of data is regularly collected and disseminated by the international and national bodies, for instance, and World Health Organization, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, International Labour Organization, Reserve Bank of India, that is Niti Aayog, and the Central Statistical Organization, and also from trade associations and private research organization. And this kind of data which has already been collected by another organization and not by you is known as secondary data. And table 1 shows as overview of the source of secondary data, and table 2, that is source of secondary data, is here. Sources are here. And when secondary data are not available or it is not reliable, you would need to collect fresh and original data in line with your objectives. This type of first hand data collected specifically for current research is known as primary data. Primary data can be collected from customers, retailers, distributors, or other respondents. Primary data may be collected through any of three methods, that is observation, survey, and experimentation. The observation method is generally used to observe buyer behavior in a mall or exhibition to assess the influence of self-placement or the location of a particular shop. Video can also provide some information in this regard. And the survey method can provide information about the demographic or socio-economic profile of your customers. The survey may either be conducted in a small group of customers through the focus group interview, or may cover a large number of customers with the help of questionnaire. In the focus group interview, 5 to 15 customers are invited for a discussion on a specific product or a specific aspect of the product. And the third method of collecting data is through experimentation. This is basically a simulation of the real life situation, but in a controlled environment in which you systematically introduce a certain element to study their impact. This method is used for finding the best sales training technique, the best price level, or the most effective in advertising campaign. And research instrument. Marketing researchers depend on three main instruments in collecting primary data. They are questionnaire, qualitative measure, and technological device. Questionnaire is a widely used instrument. It should be structured in such a way that it collects all relevant data. It contains two types of questions, namely closed-end questions and open-end questions. And closed-end questions specify the possible answers. The responses are easier to interpret and tabulate. For open-end questions, the respondent answer in their own words. And here is activities based on that. And qualitative research instruments are unstructured and indirect approaches to measuring customers' perception. Normally they are useful for very small sample and finding may not be generalized. Word associations, projective techniques, and visualization are some of the qualitative methods. And technological device like galvanometer measure emotion aroused by exposure to an advertisement, copy, or a TV commercial. And sampling plan. For conducting marketing research, you would rarely gather information from the entire population. Rather, you would select a small group known as sample that has all the characteristics of the population and conduct research among the sample group. And there are four aspects to the sampling plan. Who is to be surveyed, that is sampling unit. How many are to be surveyed, sample size. How are they to be selected, that is sample procedure. How are they to be reached, sampling media. The choice of the sampling procedure is between two kinds, that is probably or random sampling and non-random sampling. In the former, each item of the population has an equal chance of being selected as a sample unit. In non-probability sampling, the researchers select the unit to be included in the sample. This is mostly used in exploratory research where a true representation of the universe is not important, but where true representation is important, probably sampling is used. Random sampling enables the researcher to make an accurate estimate of the population characteristics, but it is more expensive than non-random sampling. The cost that you can bear and the degree of accuracy which are required have to be weighted to arrive at a decision. Now you must decide how to contact the respondent, in person, by mail, by telephone, or online. Each of these methods has its own merit and demerits. The internet offers different way to do research. Nowadays companies are able to track how customers click, stream through the company's website and move to other sites and fieldwork. This is an expensive and time consuming stage of the research process. In this stage, the research design has to be converted from the planning stage to that of implementation. To achieve the stated research objectives, data have to be collected. This data collection is known as fieldwork. Fieldwork involves careful planning and supervision. It has to be planned how many people will be assigned to the field, what will be their geographical area of coverage, how many days will be required for the entire operation, and so on. Supervision ensures that the data collected is genuine and accurate. Supervisors conduct random checks to ensure that the field workers do actually collect data from genuine source of information. And data analysis, after you have collected the data, you need to process, organize and arrange it in a format that makes it easy to understand and directly helps the decision making process. Raw data have to be processed and analyzed to obtain information. There are three phases for analyzing the data: classifying the raw data in a more orderly manner in terms of quantitative, qualitative, chronological and geographical, and summarizing the data, which involves broadly the tabulation and frequency distribution. The frequency distribution presented per se may not yield any specific result or inference. What we want is a single condensed representative figure that will help us to make useful inference about the data and also provide a yardstick for comparing different set of data. Measures of average or central tendency provide one such a yardstick. The three type of averages are the mode, median and mean. These three type of average measure the most typical value around which most value in the distribution tended to coverage. However, there are always extreme value in each distribution, and these extreme value indicate the spread or the disperse of the distribution. To make a valid marketing decision, you need not only the measure of central tendency but also relevant measure of dispersion. And applying analytical method to manipulate the data to highlight their interrelationship and the quantitative significance. Some important analytical method are correlation, regression analysis, multiple regression analysis, discriminant analysis and factor analysis. These methods involve the use of sample data to make inference about the population. The three approaches used here are estimates of population value, hypothesis about population value and test of association between values in the population, and report presentation and implementation. The final step is the preparation, presentation and implementation of a report giving the major finding and recommendation. A typical format of the report may comprise of the following section. There is objectives and methodology, in which the research objectives are stated and details of the sampling plan are described, and a summary of conclusion and recommendation, in which the main finding of the research are highlighted. On the basis of the findings, some recommendation may be made, and sample and its statistics, which contain description of the sampling unit in terms of their geographical location, socio-economic profile and other relevant details. Detailed finding and observation, in which the data is presented in a comprehensive way to the user. The data may be presented in tabular form or geographical in a bar chart, pictogram or pie diagram, or in a combination of all these. The questionnaire and supporting research instrument are presented in the last section. The research agency may or may not be involved in the implementation of the recommendation made in the report. And marketing research in India. We shall concluded this unit with a brief overview of contemporary scene of marketing research in India. And research in India, emergence of new age sector like telecom, digital media and insurance are helping the MR industry to climb to newer heights with varied analysis of consumer insights. According to a rough estimate, an RS 1,500 crore worth MR industry, excluding KPO, is well poised to take a big leap. The overall market gets divided into full service MR agencies and the KPO services, clocking around 18% of CAGR, and it had a manpower size of 3.5 to 4.0 lakh professional employees engaged in the industry. IMRB, RNB, Market Excel, Data Metrics, Majestic MRSs, TNS, Hansa Research, IDC, India, IPSOS, Indica Research, Millward Brown, and Nielsen are some of the leading MR companies in India. One of the main challenge faced in MR in India is low internet penetration, and many firms have to depend on face-to-face interaction along with the paper and pencil method of data collection. However, the scenario is changing now with the advent of market research outsourcing, MRO, and knowledge process outsourcing, and today several companies are shifting their focus towards a customer-centered experience of the marketplace they operate in. Here we highlight the emerging marketing research trends, and artificial intelligence start dominating consumer engagement, and mobile technology will continue to play an important role in MR. I like that. And automation enables the speedy collection and processing of data. The companies are able to get consumer data with a one click, and the social media platform have emerged as the voice of customers. As marketer, now you can analyze the customer opinion and reviews about your product or services, and hashtag help to get the opinion and review of the audience. According to an estimate, more than 500 hours of video get uploaded on YouTube per minute, and an agile approach to marketing has been derived from the framework of software development. And summary of this unit is here. Marketing environmental analysis enables the company to identify strengths and weaknesses of the company, and opportunities and threats posed by the external environment. The six major forces or component of the external environment are demographic, economic, socio-cultural, natural, technological, and political legal. The environment analysis also implies making an objective assessment of internal element specific to business, the consumer supplies, intermediaries, and competition. This unit attempted to identify a new Indian consumer in the context of contemporary developments. The marketers need to understand India's diversity, its burgeoning population, rural-urban divide, its demographic dividend, and so on, in an effort to identify the business opportunities and face the challenges confronting their firm. And though through regular marketing research, the marketing managers need to analyze what is happening in the environment of the company. Marketing research is the systematic gathering, recording, and analyzing of data about marketing problems. Some of the example discussed to underline the importance of marketing research include like Britannia, Unilever, we already discussed that. Okay, so they are problem definition, research design, field work, data analysis, and report representation and implementation. Some of the emerging trends in India's MR industry are the use of artificial intelligence, mobile technology, automation, social media platform, and hashtag. So keywords are here based on that. And self-assessment test is here. So there is 1, 2, 3 questions are there. The intermarket is emerging, become one of the largest consuming classes globally. Explain this with statistical illustration. Do you think that the Indian marketers are giving the required attention to serve the bottom of the pyramid and try to develop marketing strategies for people with lesser purchasing power? Discuss with the suitable example of your choice and indicate whether marketing research is relevant to each of the following organizations, and if so, how each might benefit. And any company of your choice or you are associated with, and any ministry in the government of India, departmental store or retail outlet in your location, and any service organizations. And these are the self-assessment questions. Try to do it. It will help you for your practice, and parallelly you can do your assignment also. It will help you for your term and examination. And for more IGNOU MBA series, you just do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
i-tutor Academy presents IGNOU MBA complete syllabus coverage classes for individual students, semester-wise subject with online and flexible timing. For more details, contact on +916 238 21785.